Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. Where they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country.
I never hear anything. You know, go hear way. Thank you so much, my brother. Iskil Omokbolawan. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is afternoon, a shining afternoon here in the city of Glasgow, Scotland. Thank you so much for joining me. I woke up to the news this morning of an alert or an alarm raised by the SSS, Nigeria State Security Service, now known as DSS, Daura Secret Service. And they were alerting the public about what they said they discovered, that IPOB and ESN, well, I mean, they are moving weapons to the eastern part of Nigeria from Lagos. A lie, just like every other lie. And this afternoon, I am going to take you through how to detect their lies and now they lead you on in order for them to carry your own emotional support while they go ahead and commit genocide, which is what they have been doing. Something the political class in Nigeria, especially the political class in the southern Nigeria, are very much aware of for political exigencies and for political profits. They will rather be politically correct about it. People are being killed every day, not just by the terrorists, including the secret government, I mean the secret service in Nigeria, the police, the military. They are not even hiding it anymore. they carry out extrajudicial killings in the name of hunting down those who are asking for their own country, which is a legitimate demand, by the way. So they have raised the alarm, which is a false alarm. It is a false alarm to get all of you ready, to get you all included in their planned genocide in eastern Nigeria. When they finish with them, they are coming down to the southern Nigeria. I mean, they are coming down to the Yoruba land, the western Nigeria. And after what we read yesterday from the UK government, the ambassador, UK ambassador to Nigeria, US ambassador to Nigeria, two prominent representatives of two countries that are big partners with Nigeria and whoever is in charge. They came back, they said, well, we can't help. There is no amount of partnership that can end the problem of Nigeria. They are not bold enough to tell them that, listen, you guys need to work something out and possibly just break everywhere up. But they will come to that, because whatever the UK sees in Bokwari, whatever America sees in Bokwari, it will all end in one thing, because Bokwari doesn't own Nigeria. APC, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, they don't own. If they claim to own Nigeria, fine, but they don't own Yoruba land. And that is what will sound to every one of them, including the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the Buharidins and the Buhari-diderins, the Buhari-denotus, the Buhari-dijatus, the Buhari-shukus. You now know you have Buhari-shukus, right? You have the Ngos-Yaris, the Nne-Kaharis, those that will stand up and watch their brothers killed without any explanation other than the blackmail from the jihadists that are hell-bent in destroying everyone in uniform or out of uniform. They work for the same purpose: to subjugate, suppress, and destroy. But we are Yoruba people. So before they will wake up one day and say, Yorubas are moving weapons from Lagos to Ibadan. Number one, for clarity purpose, from our findings, the ESN, Eastern Security Network, the original legitimate security network in Eastern Nigeria, the one that is not hiding their intention, which is solely to protect Igbo land, to protect Biafra land, as they would prefer to be called. ESN doesn't import weapons. They have come out repeatedly to tell you that instead of them to go and rent, to go and buy weapons, they will make them themselves. And that's what they have been doing. When they said ESN were killing the police, they were those unknown gunmen. Evidence proved that they were not. They are not. I'm going to tell you about that too. Unknown gunmen kill police, take their guns away. That sounded like what the Fulani terrorists are really doing. Ambush, kill, take the weapons away, harm yourself. And people have proved it many times. Those who were arrested, the terrorists arrested in Yoruba land, they were caught with weapons that belongs to the federal government of Nigeria. Yes, it's a fact. The ESN said they manufacture their own weapons. They won't have to import bomb from anywhere. Who's going to import bomb? Are they producing bomb in Lagos? Are they producing guns in Lagos? Go to the east. You will see the replica of that AK-47 that Nigeria is paying for. You will see it manufactured, brand brilliant in that eastern Nigeria. These guys manufactured their own fighter jets during the war. Remember? They manufactured their own bomb. We were told that they were trapped, that their land, their area is landlocked. But out of that ingenuity, they created weapons. They manufactured weapons from scratch, from scraps, and they fought a war with a country like Nigeria, with the backings of those powerful nations who backed Nigeria and kept them there, kept us together to this day. These are the guys who manufacture things from the scrap. How can you be so dumb to believe that they are stupid to go to the southern, to come to Lagos, to come and then move weapon to the east? We have it on record that in areas where terrorists have attacked repeatedly, we have had it on record where survivors told us that a day or 2 days before the attacks, they usually feel some strange movements in their areas, in the forest. These strange movements could either be just the moment you see a chopper that will just fly over your area into the forest and then disappear. And then 2 days later, the villages, the towns around them, surrounding that area will be attacked, will be ransacked, people will be killed, and it will be so coordinated and nobody will come to their rescue. There are evidence of that. The collusion of the Nigerian military in perpetuating the terrorism in Nigeria. If it is not, right, in the last 2 weeks, the escalated attacks that have occurred all over the country, you would expect the Nigerian military to be so much interested in saving the lives, rescuing those who are now refugees who run away in Niger. You get what I'm talking about? Have you seen them there? Have you seen the government humanitarian aid and helping them? No. Politicians are going there to see them. These are the people killed. Shiroro local government area in Niger State is now in control and command of the Boko Haram, and everybody is living like it's all right. Because the Nigerian military are busy moving weapons to every part of Nigeria. They are not just moving weapons. They are moving weapons and supplying weapons to terrorists all over Nigeria in strategic area locations to carry out attacks in every part of Nigeria. And this is being blamed on the easy targets. Who are the easy targets? The Igbos. They are the easy targets. But you must not fall for it. Nigeria government is behind terrorism in Nigeria. And these current jihadists in government in Nigeria are terrorist sympathizers. Yeah. Let me take you let's go quickly to Niger State. Just see the life of those that are supposed to be protected from terrorists, but they are not, from Niger State.
This is not Syria. This is Nigeria. Mabai community in Kankara local government located in Katsina State. Malnourished and neglected, Hapset is one out of thousands of children displaced with their parents by Fulani bandits in remote villages of Kankara local government. To assist these victims, Mabai community decided to provide shelter for displaced families from 16 nearby villages. Shot through his chest, Gaja from Bakai recalled the horrific attack that led to the death of her husband and 12 others.
Karhe 10 na dare suka isko mu cikin gida yanda suka yi halbi. Sai na ce yau mun bani ya zami yanzu yace bari ta ni ita ƴaƴanki ni nayi shahada. Suka isko shi haddaka suka halbe shi, ya je ya ruga suka halbe shi da suka halbe shi. Suka halwa mashi ita a kirji har ta hito a baya. Na ce musu na bari na lalace, kun tona ma asiri, kun kashe man miji, kun mun da ƴaƴa ban san ban da wani namiji mai ƙarfi, ban san abin da zan ba rara. Suka ce ban yi kuka ma sai sahiya ta waye zan yi kuka. Haka suka ce suka bani da gawa, suka kashe mana mutum 8 suka kashe mana wannan daren.
Leaving her with 11 children, 6 weeks later, she gave birth to a baby boy.
Ni a rayuwata ni a rayuwata na tashi na gagawar shi an kashe shi na rasa yanda zan yi ni ba ni da bai bani gaba ban da bai bani yamma kuma shine ke bani shi ma din ba shi ke gare shi ba sai ya je ya nemo ya zo ya bamu haka suka tona man asiri suka bani da wa'annan yaya ga ciki ga yara
yanzu kin haihu
na haihu ga dan na yau satin mu 6 da haihuwa.
The next day, she left her hometown for the first time ever.
Yanzu mararraba jazzani je in yi bara in ci abinci saboda yan marayuna.
Shoaibu managed to escape his hometown Bakai with his mother, wife, and 7 children. He described the situation as unpleasant and unbearable.
Gari in ga ana mu zama lafiya ko ba gaskiya ba ba zama lafiya a garin a ƙasa gaba ki da babu zama lafiya domin Allah abin da ya faru barayi ne in ga ma suka zo domin Allah annabi suka zo in ga ma suka shigo cikin garin namu in ga ma suka bude wuta in ga ma sai da wanda Allah ya hidda ko ba gaskiya ba sai da wanda Allah ya hidda
After spending 2 days in Mabel, he will be leaving for Mararaba Jos, Plateau State.
My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My people don't come, oh, yo, yo. I am the command of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My people don't come, oh, yo, yo. I am the political, oh, yo, yo. My people don't come, oh, yo.
Thank you. That's, in fact, Katsina State. Not even the video I wanted to share, but it's part of the videos I want to share with you today. That was Katsina State, Bokwari State, Fulani bandit, Fulani terrorist, sending children, women to God knows where. In Benue State, people who have been displaced in IDP camps, they still got attacked, and 8 of them got killed. In IDP camp, after they were killed, many of them killed in their villages, their communities. They ran away into an open space where they call the IDP camp, internally displaced persons camp, right? The terrorists still went there. They still attacked them and killed them. And they will continue to do it because the Mr. I will do, lifeless breathing money coin.
Ensuring a stable, sustainable, and I want to assure you in this fight, I assure you that we shall do even better. Chief, I assure you I will secure the country. The improvement. And I assure you that our priorities for the next level really is to ensure that internally. I assure you that if anybody seems to be spared, it's because we have been caught up.
Guy, man, I assure you, and people continue to get killed. Their soldiers are moving to the east to commit genocide. And I believe the whole world will bear us witness about what they are about to do. Nigerian government are those in charge of those terrorists in Nigeria. Let it be on record. And the likes of Tifnumbu, they are in bed with terrorists as well. The likes of Tifnumbu and so many of those Afeniferi, Afenifebi, Afenifunje, they are not speaking for Yorubas. Maybe they are speaking for the Yorubas of their generation. These old, dying Yoruba saboteurs who have found themselves in politics, in religion, and so many other positions. And they sold Yoruba for a pot or for a plate of beans. They will not speak for us if they don't speak the same language like us. And that language is that whatever arrangements they have with Nigeria, it is no longer tenable. Yorubas are great people. We come from the great tribes that are so unique historically. We were not meant to be subdued, to be dictated to by those who were never in any connection with at all, I would say, if not because of this forced relationship. Let's go a bit down the memory lane. Professor Akintoye will do the justice to that just for another 5 minutes, if you have the time.
The Yoruba religion has become an international religion. There are more people espousing Yoruba religion outside Nigeria today than there are in Yoruba land in Nigeria. Let me give you an example. In the province of Bahia in Brazil, a province that is a Roman Catholic province, there are more Yoruba centers of worship today than there are Roman Catholic churches. Almost everybody who is a Roman Catholic is also a worshipper of Ogun or Ija or Yemoja or Oshun and so on. And Yoruba religion is spreading in the world. A professor of comparative religions wrote a book a few years ago. The title of his book, The 8 Leading Religions That Rule the World. And in order of strength in the world, number of people, power, influence, and so on. Yoruba religion is the 6th of the 8. And that's the only religion from Africa that is an international religion. Okay, so here we are. We have built all these great things, but we don't know how to handle politics somehow. Because when we start fighting among ourselves, we just keep fighting. And we don't look around us to see what is really happening to us. So today, in the 19th century, we fought wars, and we couldn't stop them. And Ibadan, thank God for Ibadan. The Ilori people who are not Fulani at all, they were Muslims, but they were not Fulani. They were leading an army to conquer the whole of Yoruba land for Islam. So the Ibadan people met them in Oshogbo in 1840 and soundly defeated the army, destroyed their cavalry, and took captive the leading officers of the army, who incidentally were all Yoruba. There were 1 or 2 Fulani in the lower levels, and the Ibadan chief said, "We have no problem with you, go back home. It is these ones who are our own people that we have trouble with." So they sent one to Oyo, to the present Oyo, where he was executed. They also executed another one in Ibadan. So this is the situation, but then Ibadan became big, Ibadan became great. That's where everybody wanted to come to. There was opportunity in Ibadan. And Ibadan wanted to unify the whole of Yoruba land by war. So they conquered many places. The only people left that they did not conquer were the far southern peoples, like the Jebu, the Ondo, Owo, and so on. But Ekiti, what is now Oshun, Ijesha, most of Igbomina, and so on, they just ran over the place and created an empire and put Ajeles everywhere. Then the Ekitis, you know who they are. They didn't know how to handle it for a start. But then in 1877, they finally made up their mind to handle it. So one of their boys started trouble by killing the local Ajele. And the rest of the then people revolted and drove the Ajeles out of their land. And then created an army called the Ekiti-Parako Army. And the war went on from 1877 until 1886. It is the peace treaty of that year, September 23, 1886, that we are celebrating today. So what is the significance of that treaty? It brought to an end in our land a whole century of troubles and wars. But here is another angle that you may not have heard before. As of that time, the British and the French and so on were already interested in empires in Africa. But as of that moment, if we had joined hands to defend our land, we would never have become British colony. That's 4 years after that war, after the treaty, the Kiriji Treaty. Ibadan army had an army of about 80,000 men, well armed, on the Kiriji war front. They had made the treaty, but they had not gone home. They had an army of about 80,000 people in the Kiriji war front. The Ekiti Kwarako had an army of about 50,000. I want you to get a piece of paper and pencil and write these things down. Ilorin, which I told you was mostly Yoruba, was Yoruba in command and everything, had a small army supporting the Ekiti Kwarako, maybe about 15,000 at the same place. At the same time, Ibadan had an army of about 35,000 in Oru, fighting against the Ijebu. The Ijebu had in Oru an army of about 50,000. Are you adding these figures? The Ekiti Kwarako had sent an army to go and protect Ife under Prince Fabumi of Okemesi and Ashif Arimoro from Ilesha. And that army was about 25,000. The Jebu command, high command, had also sent an army to the defense of Ife under the Seriki Ogunshigun, and his army was about 25,000. If we had put all of that together and we had said no white man enters our land, no white man would have entered our land. When the British attacked Ijebu-Ode in 1892, it is because they knew that the rest of us were not going to raise a finger to defend Ijebu-Ode. That's the lesson from Kiriji, from the 19th century, from the wars of the 19th century, from the strength that we built in the 19th century, from our whole history. A great nation stands.
A great nation stands to arise. I'll complete that. That is who we were as Yoruba people. We were not ass lickers. We were warriors. We were fighting among ourselves. Then we found a common ground called a treaty. But as you heard, historically, that wasn't honored fully. And we paid dearly for it. This is my generation. This is 21st century. What Professor Banji Akintoye just told us now is a golden history that is right there before you as a young man or a young woman. You can then choose your own place in history. Where do you want to belong to? You want to belong to the those who end up in the dustbin of history as saboteurs who, because of what they are going to be today, because of what they are going to eat today, they forget what they can be tomorrow. Torí ohun tẹ́ máa jẹ lénìí, tẹ́ fẹ́ fi bà nǹkan tẹ́ máa jẹ lọ́la jẹ́. So you will choose your own place in history, and I've chosen mine. And posterity will judge me, just as it will judge many too. But while we live, we can make it. We can make a difference. Change this, which is what we are doing now. They have condemned us to death. Jihad, they called it. We are called infidels. And the country that kills our people, a failed country. I think this pastor captured it well. You know what? Listen to Pastor Eneche, Paul Eneche again.
What is currently happening in this country is completely unacceptable. Somebody sent me this. I don't know how true it is, but you may tell. It is everywhere. They titled it A Week of Horror. 6 killed in Ekiti. This last week, on April the 20th. 40 kidnapped at Greenfield University, Kaduna, on April the 21st. 18 kidnapped in Oyo on April the 22nd. 45 killed in Zamfara on April the 22nd. 83 killed in Zamfara on April the 23rd. 3 of those people kidnapped from the university in Kaduna were killed on April the 24th. All in 1 week. And the person said, and life goes on as if nothing happened. Oh, what a country. And then this guy sent to me that everything, I asked somebody in the media world and he said everything on that list is true, plus 35 law enforcement agents, including all of them, killed by unknown gunmen in the southeast. 15 others in Rivers, another 100 others in Gaidam in Yobe State. Apart from the church of worshippers attacked in Kajuru local government, with a medical doctor killed and many others abducted. 20 other officers were mistakenly killed, according to what we said, by some something fighters in Borno area. 20 by Air Force fighters in Borno. 20 military people were mistakenly killed. As at yesterday, we heard that 2 more of the students kidnapped had been killed in addition. What a country. At this point, it appears as if to depend on government is to wait until you are wasted. At this point, it appears to me as if those that we refer to as chief security officers over various levels have become chief insecurity officers. That is supervising insecurity and supervising killings, and the land of this nation is soaked with the blood of the innocent. Young people's children, their crime was to go to school in a country with heartless leaders, in a country with leaderless leaders, leaders with zero leadership quality, space occupiers, like we call in medicine, space occupying lesion, which is actually cancer. When you hear a doctor say it's a space occupying lesion in the brain, that is, he's a tumor of likely a cancer. We have a lot of space occupiers in position that are doing nothing but overseeing massive insecurity. Yesterday, I heard as at this morning in a particular state, headsmen went into an IDP camp, killed many people, and then there is riot in the place now. Another governor of one state said he has lost control because they sacked 40 of his villages, 54 villages. What a country. Is it by force to rule? If you can't you resign? Is it by force? Things going out of control at various levels, and people are still sitting there until everybody dies. The time has come where they say enough is enough. John Maxwell said everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yes, sir.
We can't, it's not even time to blame who is the kidnappers or the bandits. Where are the people in authority that can make kidnap to end under 7 days if they want?
Under 24 hours.
There are kidnap cells everywhere in the bush. We have modern navigation technology to locate everywhere they are under 24 hours. Everywhere they are can be located by satellite. And then the people they kidnap pass through roadblocks. And people are sitting and priding themselves. I am chief this and chief that. Useless chief nothing. Stand up on your feet and let us pray.
We'll keep the prayer part aside for now. We've heard the message. Useless. Did you see how he captured the killings in just 1 week? We are talking about human beings. 86 killed in Zamfara, 40 killed in Zamfara, 20 kidnapped, 40 killed. Human beings, that's how it is every day. Every day, they kill, they kidnap. And Buhari will be like, probably he's actually enjoying the blood, I don't understand. How could people be so heartless and watch women, children, go through what those women and children are going through? And they are still walking about, presenting themselves, enjoying the goodies of their offices. And they still wanted to be respected. How can they have it all at once? Even the man that told us that God told him that Buhari is going to be your president and all of that. People are seeing the light. Listen to the Enugu parrots from Adoration Camp. Father Eyembaka, Enugu parrot. Listen to him. He's changing his own thing. But we want to pick the message. They say, no, they mind the messenger. Pick the message. I have a message for you all from Eyembaka.
I don't know who is Nnamdi Kanu. I have never seen him face to face. Look at my hand on the altar again. But I want to tell you something. Wherever he is, may God bless him. Because if somebody has risen up to shout that his children, his brothers are suffering, is it a crime? May the Lord bless his courage. What is happening is tear shedding, is heart rending, is nerve breaking, is mind blowing. Can our security agents and leaders account for us how many children, how many Nigerians have died under 1 week, under 1 month? Students being kidnapped from the universities. And there is a leadership. No. Either they are involved in it, or they should stop it, or what is happening will stop them. So Buhari and the Hope and Co. and those who want to fight, before you begin to fight, remember there was a time God asked me to support your people. Now God asked me to withdraw and prophesy against you. Listen. I repeat it again. Is it not shameful that the president of a country will be sick and there will be no hospital in his country to treat him and he will fly out? So if other Nigerians are sick, will they fly away? How? Do you have the money? So we are better and we should better die in Nigeria and the president should better fly out to treat himself. Can't they donate 1 oil block for our health facilities? Our doctors, are they well paid? They are treated as toilet washers. Our medical experts, One of the best in the whole world. Go to America, go to London. The most respectful doctors are from Nigeria. Even during the time of Corona, it's Nigerian that did Corona and we are treating people. We have all it takes. God has given it to Nigerians. Then why should our fellow Nigerians who call themselves leaders from the president down be meting out wickedness, evil, satanism in the name of leadership? What they call democracy. I said the democracy. We are here to run our democracy. What is happening now is democracy. They have raped our democracy. And if they're not careful and it continues like this, and the president is calm, is he calm because his own child is not dead? Is he calm because his wife is still alive? Is he calm because those who are dying are not part of the Nigerians? Is he silent because he is dumb? Is he silent because he cannot talk? Is he silent because of what? Who asked Mr. President to be quiet in the midst of this evil that is going on? Shall it continue like this and we are watching? Let them give us opportunity to terrorize terrorism. I'm not a politician. I don't vote. During election time, I will be in the temple praying. Let God's will be done. I'm not God. So at this hour, the Isaac they think will die will not die. If you have a list of those you want to kill, please, federal government, burn that sheet of paper. If you continue to kill these boys, you will suffer what you cannot control. Killing is not an alternative. Stop stealing our wealth. Thieves should be killed. And if you look deeply, our leaders today are thieves. Okwu akarikwara mmadụ. Ijeze n'ahịa. Kiri ụmụ nwaanyị na-azụ ogiri na ụba na tomato. Is that how they are going to meet up? When one leader has how many houses in Enugu, how many in Abuja, how many in Dubai, how many in London, with our money. Why can't they use this money to build industries for our youth? If they want to continue to steal, let them steal. But let them use the money to build something for the children of God to work with. Whether you are Islamic or Christian, it doesn't matter. Give the people jobs. You can't mess up their youthful time. God is not happy with you. Our leaders, God, whom I am serving, is not happy with you. If you want to attack me, go ahead. But listen to the message. God is not happy with you. And if you want to attack, your end will come. By the power of the Holy Spirit in Jesus' name. You are saying, what is my business? People who are calling me father, father, father. Which means they are my children. If my children are crying, if my children are being killed, if I am passing by and see blood of my children on the highway, even the police people, all these young men who are dying in Imo, they are my children. So a father of my stature, 25-year-old in this priestly work, sleepless nights, 25 years of everyday fasting. Highest I will eat once in a day for 25 years. Then I cannot talk. Who are you? What contribution have you made in Nigeria more than me? Apart from that, you are a criminal. You are the criminals. You are the terrorists. You have terrorized the peace in the country.
I decided to play the full video. That is from Mbaka. Later tonight, I'm going to bring something up called the reviver of Mbaka and many others too. Many people are still going to join. Don't worry. She been in Nigeria. Don't worry. Like I did tell people, right? For those who are shouting 2023, Shebi INEC has given you the date, Abi. February 18. Abi, 18th of February 2023. Oh dear. There are many of you that singular act alone is what will let you know how fake and fraudulent or how stupid possibly you have been, because some ignorance are selective ignorance. People choose to be ignorant. You know what I'm talking about. But your 2023 date has been set, right? That will be the date you are all going to go to the poll to decide how to break up Nigeria with what is going on. Give it time. Give it time. A country where they have destroyed everything so bad that even those who are part of government are now talking as if to say they are not part of government. They are now asking for help for people. I mean, for themselves and for the people. Meanwhile, they are the people in government. That's how confused things have become. There is a member of the House of Representatives who said a word I love to hear all the time to show that there are still people who have brains. Whether they can succeed or not, at least give it a shot. Impeach the lifeless terrorists. Arrest everybody that has been in his government. Prosecute them and jail them for crimes against humanity. But let's take impeachment for a start. I like this.
After this last resort of this summit, if nothing is done, brainstorming, spending resources to bring out solutions. If nothing is done and the executive did not do anything after some months of it, then definitely we call for the resignation of the president. We have the power for to impeach the president, that he cannot do this. He can no longer secure life and properties of Nigeria. So this is just like the last resort, and we are taking it very seriously. Like, we know the discussion we have to take to be able to come to this issue of having this summit. We know how we have to, how members were being talked to be able to understand that, look, okay, this summit that we want to have, let it be like a last shot to the executive, but sincerely, the Chamberlain and to Nigerians, we can assure Nigerians that with the resolutions and with what will come out of this summit, if the executive did not take this summit very seriously or to trash it just like other summits, then definitely the National Assembly will hit the gavel on, look, Mr. President, give way to see who can come and implement our resolutions. Because we cannot continue to sit like this and see lives are being killed on daily basis. Somebody must be responsible for something at the end of the day. Time has come that we will no longer sit under the and sweep things under the carpet or to be hiding behind the curtains. Time has come that we must see things eye to an eye, because now looking at the threats around the country, looking at how infrastructure of Nigeria is being captured, just like the governor of Niger have talked about Shiroro, and people don't understand how critical Shiroro is to Nigeria, where you have the dam, where you have electricity to the country. These people are going and capturing infrastructure that gives life to Nigeria. And I said this like in 2018, that look, check the demography of where these people are capturing. And if you go to Plateau State and you see the demography of where lands have been grabbed, it's where they are all riverine areas, which means they are looking and capturing areas that will be able to give them life and to be able to sniff people out of life. God forbid tomorrow you find them around airport road and airport axis, which means they are going towards the airport. And once the airport is captured, the tower is captured, we are no longer there. Tomorrow, if Radio House is captured, which they are strategic in doing their thing. Why can't we be strategic? For them to capture Shiroro, it's not just like that. And God forbid. So this is the last resort we are trying to put up towards this summit. And I can assure you that after this summit, nothing is done. Definitely, you see the gavel from the National Assembly.
I like that. Somebody said that the audio. They want me to go back to that organic voice. I don't understand what you mean. But again, I wouldn't understand how it sounds to you out there. So is the audio strange? Is it? I'm going to read my comments to be sure of that. However, yes, I love hearing that. Whether they're going to succeed or not, that is another thing entirely. Okay? The fact that they are able and bold enough to come up. Just same way I am waiting for a time that somebody in that their National Assembly from Southern Nigeria will rise up and it will raise move a motion on referendum and the breakup of Nigeria, and the whole place will just turn to Wahala. Do you get that? Now I'm waiting for that day, and I know it's going to happen. You are just going to wake up one day and you're just going to hear that, somebody has moved a motion for Nigeria to break up in the National Assembly, and there is Wahala already. I am looking forward to that day. Yeah, people said the audio is very good. My brother, please check your device. Maybe you should, or maybe you have been so used to that Mayegun's voice. There are people like that. Sometimes I get so used to things when they start sounding different. It means it's a Mayegun talking. Don't worry, you get used to this as well, because this is permanent. This is permanent. However, if you are looking for those who are doing this member who just spoke now, right? He said something about the terrorists capturing strategic places. The reason why they want the South to terrorize the South as much as possible, and then demand for strategic places where they can settle down as a peace deal. They are capturing strategic areas to bring lives to themselves. And the government of Nigeria knows about it. The agent of government of Nigeria, Yoruba, Igbos, Hausa, Fulani, everyone working inside this Bukwari's government, this Al-Qaeda people's court, they know about the intention. They just don't have the idea. They don't have the technique to bring it about without people knowing. Because they are not dealing with morons. You are killing people to claim their land, and then you want them to just then hand that over after the killings. Come on. After knowing your intention, it will be war. Forget it. So they know. And if you remember this video of 2018, before 2019 election, when Miyetti Allah threatened the southern governors, the southern people, the Yoruba people, the Biafran people, the Job people, everyone from the southern Nigeria, including the Benue people, when they threatened them that if you don't give us the land, there will be no peace for anybody. Listen to this.
While we warn all state governors that stand against the implementation of the Ruga initiative to desist and give peace a chance, we place President Buhari and the federal government on notice that they must act to halt and completely stop this raging madness within 30 days, beginning from today, Wednesday, July 3, 2019. For the avoidance of doubt, we advise the federal authorities and the southern leaders to heed the 30-day notice, failing which we would most definitely be left with no option than to consider resorting to our decisive line of action. We remind the nation that so long as the Fulani will not be allowed to enjoy their citizens' right of living and flourishing in any part of this country, including the South, no one should also expect us to allow any Southerner to enjoy the same in northern Nigeria.
You get that? But this time around, they are not just limiting it to the south, to the northern Nigeria. Man, these are mean, bold terrorists on camera. Like, what the hell? That is what Nigeria has become. Okay? Meanwhile, that was not what APC Egbe promised us. Look at the result of that threat. This man is speaking in Yoruba, and I want you to listen to him. He is a victim of that threat, and so many people didn't leave to tell the story. He is living very far away from northern Nigeria, and this happened to him.
Àfáà Salmon Tijani ni.
Ọmọ olúbo ni.
Ọmọ bíbí ìlú Babode ni.
Ní ẹ̀yìn local government wo ìlú wo ní orí ẹ̀yìn?
Tẹ̀síwájú local government.
Ní state wo nìyẹn?
Ọ̀yọ́ state.
Ọ̀yọ́ state.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àbá ìròyìn kan la ti ń gbọ́ nípa pé àwọn Fúlàní kọlù yín. Ṣé ẹ lè ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan àti bí tí nǹkan yẹn ti ń bọ̀ tó fi di pé ìkọlù yẹn wáyé?
Wọ́n lè ṣàlàyé rẹ̀.
À ń gbọ́ yín.
Ní ibi tí nínú oko mi tí mo ti ń dáko.
Ibo olóko náà wà?
Níbi adó yìí náà ni.
À ń gbọ́ yín.
So mo wá gbin àgbàdo síbẹ̀. Àgbàdo yẹn ò tí ì ju ọjọ́ 4 lọ sí ọjọ́ 5 tí ó hù. Ṣùgbọ́n níjọ́ tí mo ti gbin àgbàdo kádàgbàdo tó hù láti fín gbogbo inú oko yẹn pẹ̀lú òògùn tí gbogbo kókó ti gbẹ. Mo sì wá jókòó lọ́jọ́ yẹn láti sinmi díẹ̀ bí ọmọ Fúlàní kan ṣe ń darẹ̀ bọ̀ nìyí. Ọmọ Fúlàní yìí sì ní kì í ṣe àlejò. Ó ti pẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé ìjẹ̀gbẹ̀ ní máa fà. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa máa wò pé tó kéèyàn kò rí àbílí.
Ó tó bí ọmọ ọdún mélòó lọmọ yẹn?
Ó ti rí kọjá ọmọ 20 ọdún. Tòun èmi wá kó níbi tí mo dáko sí mo lọ síbòmíì. Nígbà tí màá wá ṣẹ́rí bọ̀, mo rí i pé nínú oko tí mo ti fi tí mo gbìn gbàdó sí, ó kẹ̀dá màálùú sí ni. Kódà màálùú ti lanú oko nìjà tá a ti fògùn fín. Wọ́n á sọ fún pé ṣé bó rí pé a ti fín oko yẹn a sì gbin àgbàdo síbẹ̀. Ó ní ilẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ni. Mo ní ṣé o wá lọ lọ́wọ́ òun tó wá gbalẹ̀ rẹ̀. Ìwí jù báyìí lọ. Wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀, èmi náà bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí. Wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bú fùrọ̀ yá mi. Mo ní ọ̀dà. Ihun tí ó padà ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ sí ọ, gbọ̀ngàn ò ní lára rẹ̀. Torí lérí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi ni mo wà ní mo gbin àgbàdo sí yìí o. Lọ wá da màálùú sí ló fẹ́ fi màálùú bàá jẹ́ yìí o. Lọ wá ń pe ilẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ni. Ṣé wọ́n lọ́lọ́run ọ̀hún ni àbí báwo ni tiẹ̀ ti jẹ́? Ó sá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bú èébú lọ bá lọ. Èmi ò wí nǹkan mọ́. Èmi bá fẹ̀yìntì níbi ìbòjì kan ní bá ń ka kéwú mi. Nígbà tó tó bí wákàtí kan, wọ́n sáré pé ó dé. Àwọn méjì ni wọ́n bá ní màálùú àwọn ti jẹ ògùn nínú oko mi o. Màálùú 3 ti jẹ ògùn ó sì ti pé mi wá lọ wò ó ní kọ̀rọ̀ ń bì kan. Ajá ní ń gbó ni o, àgbò ní kẹ̀ ni o. Èmi ò tiẹ̀ hú kọ́ngbà tí mo ṣe ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀. Ìyìn ṣe mọ̀ nípa bí màálùú rẹ̀ ṣe kú. Àṣé bó ṣe yíjú sẹ́gbẹ́ kan, wọ́n kẹ̀ fẹ́ gé irí mi ni. Àdá tó gbé báyìí, ètè mi báyìí ni àdá bá.
Allahu Akbar.
Bí ẹpọ́n ṣe sọ, mo bá kó tírà mi sílẹ̀. Tí bá wà pé kí n máa bá jà, ó ṣe wáyé pé mi ní ìbá padà pa á níjọ́ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n lábẹ́ òfin, mo fẹ́ lọ rìpọ́ọ̀tù ẹ̀ nílé. Aṣọ tí mo wá wọ̀ tó jẹ́ aṣọ iṣẹ́, níbi tí mo ti ń bọ́ṣọ lọ́wọ́, tí mo bọ́ṣọ tẹ́ tí mo wọṣọ mi tí máa wà lọlé. Aṣọ tó ti gba ọ̀nà ẹ̀kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn, èmi sì ti wà lérí máṣíìnì. Àdá tó gbé pé kóhun tó fi àdá gbá yìí, ọwọ́ lọ gbà á dúró. Bó ṣe gé ọwọ́ mi nìyí. Ló wá fi di wípé tòun tí ọwọ́ kẹtọ́ wá kùn, tí ìbá wá fẹ̀kẹ́ mo wá gbé òun náà pẹ̀lú àdá rẹ̀, mo wá gbé fọ́lẹ̀. Gbígbé fọ́lẹ̀ tí mo wá gbé fọ́lẹ̀ ni ọ̀wá fi lè lágbára àti ṣe nǹkan mọ́. Ló ń kálukú fi túká. Èmi wá padà lọ ilé, kí n lè gun máṣíìnì mọ́. Kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn mi ó tó wá rí mi. Ó sá di ilé ọlọ́pàá. Ó di ilé olóògùn. Bí àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ní sáté wá padà ṣẹlẹ̀ ní nìsín.
Kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ wo lọ́lọ́pàá gbé lásìkò ìgbà náà?
Nígbà tí a délé ọlọ́pàá, ó tó ọlọ́pàá fún wọn ní ọ́dà ní òtú ni wọ́n padà gbé mi lọ. Torí gbogbo àdúgbò wa báyìí wọ́n ní òtú ni wọ́n máa gbé mi lọ. Nígbà dédé ọlọ́pàá kọ̀ mọ̀ bí ó ti ṣe tọ́ra yà ń já. Tó wọ́n bá gbé mi kó lọ́dọ̀ wọ́n gbé mi lọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́pàá òtú yẹn. Òun lọ́wọ́ akọ̀wé pé kí wọ́n tètè máa gbé mi lọ ilé ògùn kíákíá.
Ṣé Yorùbá ni ọlọ́pàá yẹn ni àbí Fúlàní àbáwúsá?
Yorùbá ni.
Ó lóun ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ń pẹ̀.
Ó ní pé òtú ní headquarter ká máa lo òtú. Ṣùgbọ́n báyìí lótú ẹni tí ń bẹ lótú yẹn ó sá àtẹ́ǹdì sí mi dáadáa. Kódà ó bá mi délé ògùn kíákíá ni wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí street mi. Láàrin ìṣẹ́jú 15 tí wọ́n ń street mi, àwọn aráàlú mi wọ́n ti gbìyànjú, wọ́n ti gbá ọmọ nìmú. Ṣùgbọ́n gbígbá tí wọ́n gbá a mú, ọlọ́pàá yẹn bá gbà á, ó tì í mọ́lé. Wọ́n wá sọ fún wa pé lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọ̀gá àwọn oníbàdàn ní Yágẹ̀kú, níbẹ̀ làwọn ò gbé ẹjọ́ nì lọ. Bọ́lọ́run fẹ́ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ àgbẹ̀, àwọn tá a jọ jẹ́ àgbẹ̀, àwọn náà bá yarí pé kì í ṣe pé ilé ọlọ́pàá nìkan làwọn lọ kóòtù ni. Tó níbi wọ́n wá ti gbé ẹjọ́ yìí lọ kóòtù, níbi ọ̀rọ̀ ti wá padà yípo nìyí. Ògbóǹgbà tí wọ́n gbé ẹjọ́ yìí lọ sí kóòtù, tí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ àgbẹ̀ gbé ẹjọ́ lọ kóòtù, tí wọ́n wá discharge mi ní hospital tí mo délé. Déètì tí wọ́n mú pé wọ́n á lọ fún ẹjọ́, wọ́n bá ní déètì yẹ̀ pé coronavirus kò jẹ́ kí wọ́n lè ṣe nǹkan kan mọ́. Báwo ló jẹ́ tó ṣe yẹ̀? Ó sá jẹ́ ìbànújẹ́ ńláńlá fún mi. Tó nígbà wá pẹ́ díẹ̀, wọ́n bá tán wá bá mi pé àwọn ọba àtàwọn òjòyè ìlú làwọn àwọn sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ni àwọn yanjú ẹ̀ bí lọ́sàdì pé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí padà fẹ́ di ohun tó túká àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ìlú gbìyànjú láti jà yí pé báwo ni ẹ̀ ò ní ṣe jẹ ní àwọn yìí pẹ̀lú ọwọ́ rẹ̀ kí ló lè fi ṣe mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làwọn ẹgbẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àwọn ìlú náà láwọn
kí ni wọ́n ṣe fún àwọn Fúlàní gbà náà ìgbà tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ni àwọn aráàlú ṣe fún àwọn Fúlàní.
wọn ò ṣe kankan fún wọn o lẹ́yìn pé nígbà tí wọ́n ti mú ọmọ tó yé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí tí wọ́n sì ti mú lọ sí ìyàgbẹ́.
òní lọ́jọ́ Sunday 25/2021 lọ́jọ́ tí mi àti àáfàá ta pàdé ara wa tí wọ́n ń ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nípa ara àwọn ọwọ́ tí ẹ̀ ń wò yìí ẹ nawọ́ yẹn sókè àbá òun ni àwọn Fúlàní gé o ọwọ́ tí àáfàá tí wọ́n ná sókè ní Fúlàní gé bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìgbà náà kí wọ́n á ní àjọṣepọ̀ lẹ́yìn àtàwọn Fúlàní yẹn nísìnyí báyìí.
Thank you very much. I've tried my best to add a little bit of interpretation of what he was saying. Okay, so I'm not going to be going back on that, but summarily, he was on his farm. Okay, where he just planted, maize or corn, and then they fleeted the area with some chemicals. Okay. So these young Fulanis grazed their cows to his farm, fed on the grass, and he challenged them. And they told him that the land belonged to God. So it's not his land. So an hour later, the two boys returned to accuse him of killing their cows who fed or who grazed on his farm. So when he was there, he said when he was there to look back, they were trying to cut off his head where he was sitting down there, relaxing on his farm. They wanted to cut off his head and ended up, cutting off his, lip or so. Then when it was, that led to the argument of fight, abuse, blah, 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 blah. When he was leaving, they were actually trying to cut off his head the second time until he used his hand to block the cutlass. And that was how. And when they saw him down, that he couldn't really do anything anymore, they didn't go ahead to. Normally, they would machete him and just kill him there. They didn't. They left him until the people saw him, took him to the hospital, to the police station, and on and on and on. Until when the boys were arrested, they were apprehended by the people in the area. They apprehended the boys. Police took them, transferred the case from that community to Yagon or to Ibadan, the headquarters. Well, after that, that led to a court case when the farmers decided that they were going to take them to court, that this is becoming too much. That has been destroyed. There is no court case anymore because they control the courts. In Yoruba land, you have no right. You have no law protect you in today's Nigeria. Even though the Lagos political jobbers, which Tifnumbu is their warlord, including fake Pastor Ruga, who is also their own representative inside the Aso Rock. They put together a video to tell us that whatever was happening in northeast of Nigeria with Boko Haram, it would never, ever, ever spread beyond the Borno. But today, Boko Haram are now in Yoruba land, kidnapping Yorubas. All we are waiting for, or maybe all they are waiting for right now, is the day we are going to wake up and the news will say they have kidnapped school children in Ibadan, or they have invaded a university in Lagos and they have kidnapped a total number of this or that students. Maybe then everybody will know that Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is not for you, no matter how much you try. They dropped this fake video to hoodwink you that you will never, ever, never again, they called it, never again would terrorize Nigerians. Today, Nigeria is the third most terrorized country in the whole world. And some people are telling you that don't bring war, don't bring war. Watch this, 2014, 2015.
Kai, if you think election can save you, then you are only joking. Wallahi, we'll keep kidnapping your wives and daughters, we will steal your properties until you give us our rights. What we demand for is what we're asking. I have all my men on standby. As a matter of fact, we're ready to disarm and do anything to anybody. This election cannot save you, Pa. I have said it, and so shall it be. If you don't give us our right, we're going to destroy and destabilize this nation. I have said it, and that is how it's going to be. Aruma Sebi, have you people heard me? That is my final say. Ahmed! Ibrahim!
Do you remember that? Today, they are now using that big armor to crush you whenever you ask them to save you from the terrorists. That is the state of things. Now, these same terrorists are moving weapons to eastern Nigeria, and they have already dropped the hint in the media accusing ESN, IPOB of what they are planning themselves. They are moving weapons. They have moved enough weapons anyway. They are just trying to activate those weapons where they can start the mass killings of Biafrans. And it is the job not to go after the terrorists, but to go after those who are asking them to stop the terrorists. They're going to do the same thing to us in Yoruba land. That is my fear. That is my worst fear. And the likes of Tifnumbu and Co., they don't care. Yorubas are refugees in Benin Republic as we speak. More people are being displaced in Yoruba land as we speak. But they said, don't be an alarmist. Don't be an alarmist. Stop making everybody feel like, there's going to be this. But people are being killed. People are being killed. And these criminals who cannot tell us how the terrorists got into Nigeria, these criminals who cannot tell us how many of them they have been able to track, these criminals, DSS, the Aura Secret Service, who cannot tell us who are the sponsors of bandits, sponsors of Boko Haram, because we know them. The sponsors of terrorists, the sponsors of Boko Haram, they are those in government. These same criminals, the Aura Secret Service, they are about to commit genocide. And the whole world should pay attention. The whole world should pay attention. So that when the time is right to start picking up those who have committed crimes against humanity, these are a bunch of killers, religious fanatics, terrorist apologists. They have publicly confessed it. Now they have the power to make everybody bleed. The whole world should pay attention to this. The whole world. If any war starts in eastern Nigeria, it is caused by the Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Al-Qaeda People's Court, APC, and the same thing they are planning for the eastern Nigeria is the same thing they are planning for the western Nigeria. It's the same thing they are planning for the Niger Delta part of Nigeria. It is what they are doing in Benue, middle belt of Nigeria. It is the same agenda, whether they are in PDP, whether they are in APC, it is the same agenda. The whole world should pay attention. It's important. The collateral move from Southwest, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the humble slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons, right? They are going to be the collateral mumus. But for those of you who are wise, listen to the voice of reason. Voice of reasoning. The people who cannot keep you safe now will tell you anything simply because all they needed is just to keep you alive long enough to make up the statistics before you die. How many should die before everyone knows that Nigeria is not for you? This same lifeless criminal in 2014, 2015, he was jumping and gallivanting and jumping up and down, telling you the same thing he's going to tell you again in the next few months. Do you suffer? No, they tire you. Then swear for you to come to this world, be born a Nigerian, a Nigeria that they have, they've made of it, right? Then you want to die by keeping people who want to have you remain who you are. You want to keep them as who you are, because the more you keep them, the more you remain as who you are. They told you the same thing in 2014. Have you forgot? I mean, you shouldn't have forgotten this. The lifeless criminal Jaga bandits, the Jaga were, the Jaga addicts, the Ashiwaju and Wole, Ashiwaju and Wagbero, the number one pickpocket. They call him the Lagos landlord, a rent seeker, jobless, lazy, unproductive criminal. Thanks to politics. If not for politics, God knows what he would have been. Maybe he would have been a 419 kingpin. But today, he is the leader of all the Agberos, leader of all the criminals who have made life a hell for all of you. Congratulations.
Every nation have a period of their own challenges. When America was challenged, they turned to one great man, their ex-military general, General Eisenhower. Correct? When French was challenged, they turned to their general, Charles de Gaulle. Correct? When Britain was challenged, they turned to their great general, Winston Churchill. Correct? Today, Nigeria is challenged, economically challenged, physically challenged, security challenged. Who do we turn to? General Muhammad Buhari is the right man for the job.
Differently by different people. Man of integrity, man of honor, incorruptible. Some simply say you are phenomenal in Nigeria's political landscape. How will you describe yourself personally? Who is Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, I like to start by praising teachers of my generation. I spent 9 years in boarding school, 3 years in primary boarding, and 6 secondary school. Now I think they do 5 years or 4, I don't know how many years. The teachers then, they were treating children and students like their own children. If you do well as a student, they praise you in the classroom and in the assembly hall, which is held daily, 6 times a week. If you misbehave, you will be flogged in front of your class or in the whole assembly hall. So the best out of you is brought physically and academically. You have to be well to survive. You have to do well, be doing well to survive. I was a class monitor. I was a junior prefect. I was a senior prefect. I was a head boy. I earned all those, and I know what I went through. But without good teachers, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So who is Muhammadu Buhari?
I think I went through hell throughout my career in the military. I was a lieutenant in Lagos during the first coup, 15th January 1966. And if you bother about Nigerian history, you read coup, counter coup, civil war, coup, counter coup. I was all in it, including in detention for 3 and a quarter.
You get that? Coup, counter coup, coup, counter coup. That is your own Winston Churchill, as told by the, Jobman Tifnumbu. Your own Winston Churchill. Listen to your Winston Churchill. Or maybe you should listen to him this way, because there was a one where they asked him who wants to be the president, right? Listen to your Winston Churchill, because Tifnumbu is coming back. Well, they're already doing it anyway. They're already telling you that he is going to take over from your Buhari and then possibly lead you to God knows where. What do you call it? Mr. Buhari, who wants to be the president.
Let's play Who Wants to Be Our President? Question 1 for House of Assembly. What is the full meaning of APC?
All Progressive Confidence.
Sorry, but the correct answer is All Progressive Congress for the seat of the Vice President. What is the name of the current Vice Presidential candidate of the APC?
Professor Yemi Osunbade.
Wrong again. The answer is Professor Yemi Osinbajo for the seat of the President of Nigeria. What is the full meaning of INEC?
Independent Nigerian Electoral Commission.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Sorry, the answer is Independent National Electoral Commission. Sorry, but you've finished all your lifelines on Who Wants to Be Our President. Please, try again some other time. Thank you.
So that's why I'm going to meet you again tonight. When they dish this out and tell you that they have an answer, they don't have any solution. It's the same thing. It's a big industry, like a big multi-billion dollars industry. Terrorism in Nigeria, everybody is cashing out on the blood of their own people. Do you get what I mean now? So we won't believe them. The same way they came out to tell you that Owerri prison was broken into by the ESN. It is called gaslighting. They will gaslight you. Then the whole people, everyone who is probably waiting for you to be killed, just like as it is in Nigeria now, right? When you see any APC, Egbe, defender or supporter, the Buhari idiot, the collateral mumus, they are just the, what do you call it? They are just the premium Shekau's. They are all potential terrorists. The only difference between them and Shekau boys and the bandit and the rest is that they are using phones. Those ones are using AK-47. But that is just about the tools. They can drop, the one holding phone can drop the phone anytime and then pick up his own AK-47. When you see any Al-Qaeda People's Congress anywhere, right, is a potential one, especially those ones from Lagos. I know them very well. They are potential criminals too. It's a criminal enterprise. You get that now? But we'll come to that later this evening. If you have the time to join me, please do. Okay? Before they gaslight Sunday Igbo, before they start killing our people on our streets, which is just a little, just few more days, weeks, or even months away, they are waiting. And it's going to happen. So we need you to know that when they cook up all these things, they are not talking to stupid people. Okay? Nigerian army, Nigerian government, they are moving weapons to the eastern Nigeria to start a genocide, a war before the end of this year. And they have done everything to prepare them for that now. Okay? And if you believe them, you are supporting genocide in Nigeria. Watch what you write on social media, by the way, because all of that will be picked up as Nigerian government and the politicians are gearing towards committing genocide in eastern Nigeria, using the Fulani terrorists in uniform to kill innocent people in eastern Nigeria. We will be documenting everyone supporting them, including all of you. And there's nowhere you are living that is hidden. Okay, so we tell them just same way I was screaming in 2018 when they were about to kill Nnamdi Kanu. You remember? Same way I said, if anything happened to him, just forget it. It will just quicken up or fasten up the end of Nigeria. Now, they didn't stop, right? They are doing it again. They've done it again in Imo, and they are planning to do more. When that time comes, they will not find any ally, any friend in Yoruba land that will hail them in killing the Igbos. And I'm saying that to you now because when they finish with the Igbos, they are coming to us. And there is no excuse that they won't give. Even our own political criminals, our religious leaders, they will be preaching to us to relax. It's not just to die. It's good to die. That's what they will be telling you, just as they are telling all of you now, to wait for 2023. What they are saying to you is that, don't worry, if you just die. If you don't die, then we'll meet in 2023. Just wait till 2023 then before we do anything. That is if you make it to 2023. Some of you will even die not because of the gunshot from the terrorist or the cutlass or machete wound from the terrorist. The hunger that is in the land right now is enough to indict those criminals and stop them from parading themselves as speakers and representatives of Yoruba people. I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility and patriotism. I'm a Yoruba man. Being part of Nigeria right now has endangered us. For those who haven't accepted yet, those living in denial, will give you your time. Exercise your doubt as long as you want. Something is going to get you back and whip you back on the line. And you're going to toe the line. All right? We'll give you the time. Thank you so much, guys. So I'm going to see you later tonight. If you have the time, join me on Mayegun's Diary Political YouTube. Good morning. Thank you so much, Lizzie, for your super sticker there. I nearly missed that. I've got loads and loads of comments popping up, but good enough. I saw it. Thank you. So, guys, see you later and good morning.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.